Welcome back to Tech Work on CNBC Africa. If you have any comments or suggestions for the show, simply send me an email to tech@cnbcafrica.com. eblockwatch is a network of networks. It uses technology to fight crime and find your loved ones. Plus, it's been involved in some high-profile criminal and missing persons cases in South Africa. According to the South African Police Service Missing Persons Bureau, a child goes missing every 6 hours in South Africa. An article posted on the Citizen's website states that between 2005 and 2006, 1,075 children were murdered in South Africa and nearly 24,000 children were raped. With statistics like these, there is a definite need for a community watchdog. eblockwatch is an online network of South Africans who look out for one another and help those in need. It has been involved in some high-profile criminal and missing persons cases in South Africa.
eblockwatch is a network of South Africans. We're presently 60,000 strong. It's a group of South Africans that are looking after each other. What we do is we network via email and SMS on my computer. And if any one of those South Africans gets into trouble, we will then mobilize the closest South African to them to assist. And we've done this quite successfully over the last 8 years. We've taken major cases, like we started with the Lee Matthews case many years ago, which was cutting our teeth. And then we went through to plenty of others, many others, and we've actually been very successful. Not all of them have ended up with positive results, but we've always got a result, which has been something. The amount of goodwill that we have with all of these South Africans looking after each other is actually giving the South Africans a little bit of hope fighting against this surge of crime. Any South African, whether they're on my website or not on my website, the majority of the South Africans that get into trouble are not on my website. We mobilize the communities around there. And behind the scenes, we've got a network of about 144 really dedicated members. And they're part of our task team. And we send them an SMS to this task team, and they all run to their computers all over the country. I can just see these women, and it's mainly women, getting on the computer, and they say, "Hi, I'm here." And Annalise is actually the task team coordinator, and she lives down in the Cape. And they do a fantastic job. I then sit back and watch them, and they start mobilizing, making pamphlets, putting pamphlets together. And the fastest time for finding a missing person was 24 minutes, which sounds, it's amazing. We've got some kids out of some terrible situations. We've got one kid from Potchefstroom out of a really serious situation a couple of months ago. So we've got some very positive, good news kind of stuff.
Sheldine Human, a 7-year-old girl from Pretoria, South Africa, went missing on the 18th of February 2007. Andre Snyman, the founder of eblockwatch, began to receive calls for help on that fateful morning. And by the evening, he had over 5,000 people from Pretoria looking for Sheldine. The mobilization of the community was sparked by eblockwatch and its members. By the end of the week, the nation was involved in the search for Sheldine. Despite the nation's efforts to find Sheldine, the search culminated in finding her body in a stormwater drain on the 4th of March 2007.
We had a situation last week where a German man from Nelspruit disappeared, and we managed to track his phone. And then that's brilliant, because then we know where he is, we know where to start. Then what we do is we zoom down to that area of members that we have in the area, and we say, listen, we've got this problem, we've got this guy that's gone missing, and we send out an email and a picture of the guy, or we put his picture on the front page of our website, and we say, go and fetch. And there they go. And South Africans like helping. And you cannot believe the grapevine that's created, this like viral effect that it has on a community. And they're all rushing out there to go and find this guy. And they find it quite exciting. I think there's an adrenaline rush. But it's a good positive adrenaline rush. And they go out and they identify the guy, and we find people. I don't think that anybody can really hide anymore, because you take 60,000 people. And 60,000 people know one person, that's 120,000, and if you know 5 people, that's a hell of a lot more. So that's how we work. So the bigger we are, the more powerful we are, the stronger we get. If we have every single South African registered, that would be fantastic, and it's free to register. And that is the most difficult part. It's easier to catch a criminal than to ask a South African to actually just get up and off his butt and register. So that's what we've got to do is we've got to get everybody to register. The second thing is, I'll give you an example. A mother at the beginning of this year, she phoned me, she said her son had gone missing. He got on a motorbike in Paris or London or somewhere. He was coming down through Africa. And this guy was meant to have phoned her, and he's gone. And 14 days later, there was still no word from him. So what we did, we mobilized, sent out about 23,000 emails to my members, and I said, okay, guys, you got any friends in Africa, send your message. And they pumped these emails through to the rest of Africa. And I got a phone call from a woman. She says, hello, my name is Nikki. I am on the river, the Congo River at Brazzaville. And I'm going to take photocopies of these posters, these little emails. I'm going to send it with every boat that goes up the river, see if we can find this guy. And then 2 days later, I got a phone call from Nikki. Boom, I've got him. And apparently he got stuck on the riverbank in the Congo. So now it just shows you that any South African that goes missing, we can look after them. Even if they're stuck on a sandbank on the Congo River, we will find them. I mean, it's amazing stuff. It's very positive stuff. So we want to create a network of South Africans throughout the world. So we want to look after every South African no matter where they are. And let's take a South African that ends up in trouble in London or in Dubai, like there's been one that's just had a problem now in Dubai. We've got a lot of expats in Dubai. We would like to mobilize them, just like we mobilize here. I can sit on my computer and type out a message, and we can mobilize them, and we can look after those South Africans. A lot of times we had negative results, but the feedback that I get from the mothers of children that have died, they've been murdered or things like that, they said they cannot believe the support that they actually got from our members. And that is an important part of this project as well. It's not only the results of finding the people, but it's the support before and after that these people get from absolute strangers. And it's amazing. The technology is fantastic. I don't think that you can go much further with the technology. I think the relationships building between communities is the most important thing. What we're trying to do now is we're trying to get the communities to work together. If you take Sandton, for example. Sandton is the wealthiest community in Africa. And right next to it, we've got Alexandra, which is the poorest community. And I'm trying to build relationships between Sandton and Alexandra. And I've started, and I've been working on it for a long time. And it's very fascinating, because I got to know a lot of people in Alexandra. We've got a township just outside, well, not a township, but a town called Cosmos City, which is a new kind of development outside Johannesburg. We've got that place networked, one sector, but we've got it completely networked. So I believe that if these communities can tell the neighboring communities what their problems are, we can actually tell the guys, we start talking. Although it's by cyber and SMS, at least you're understanding the guy next to you. And I think that is the division we have in South Africa at the moment. And as soon as we can bring those communities together and work and look after each other, you're not going to have any problems. You can drop down your gates, you can drop down your electric fences. We've got a community working together. And that's powerful.